Mm. Well, shout out to the mighty LDBC. I am Trill Will LDBC or nothing, and welcome to yet another Soul Man Sundays, aka Tell the Truth on this here good old Sunday. Want to thank everybody for stopping in, taking time out of your wonderful Sundays to just hang out with your boy. Also, salute to my brothers, Coach Hudson and my other brother, Freedom's March. Shout out to them. Three things I'll ask when I go live. Number one, make sure you are subscribed to the channel. Make sure you click that bell icon so you'll be notified whenever I create content on this channel. Make sure that you like the video, share the video so that more eyes that need to see it. And last but not least, donate to the channel. Your donations are greatly appreciated, and I thank you all in advance. Who all do we got in the building today? My brother Jesse Farmer in the building. What's good with it, man? Miss Pam in the building. How you doing, Queen? Miss Julie, how are you this fine, wonderful Sunday afternoon? Nina, good evening. Brandon, what's up, man? It's good for you. Luther, what's happening with it, man? How you doing? Diane Carter, how you doing, Queen? Woke Mike is in the building. And Mr. Vino Gotti is in the building. What's happening with it, man? Yeah. Okie dokie. If you've been following me this week, Christina, how you doing? Good morning. My brother Sheldon. Rackety, 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 rackety. Rackety, 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 rackety. And Subriel Matias got knocked out last night trying to cheat. That's funny. That is funny. That is funny. Funny. That is funny. Here we go. Hang on 1 second. The cool thing about having a Mac and an iPhone is I can look at my phone while I'm on my computer. That's so dope. Just putting stuff in place, y'all. Give me a second. Dan the man, what's up with it, man? Salute to you. Steve, how you doing, man? Salute to you. Singularity, what's up with it, family? How you doing? Everybody smash the like button, please, and thank you. Hello, first time here. What are your stances? Number one, screw Trump, screw Maga, and you're about to hear exactly what I'm standing on. All right. I'm about to use exactly what I've been talking about all week just to show you that the only problem in America ain't just MAGA and Trump. It ain't just MAGA, it ain't just Trump, it ain't just the domestic terrorists who call themselves the Republican Party right now. It's a lot deeper than that. Okay, my brother Boss Red, what's up with it? My Mississippi family in the building, what's happening, Brody? Okay. Okay. Jake Tapper is doing an interview with Plastic Face Barbie. Want y'all to hear it. Want y'all to hear the hypocrisy that comes from her mouth. Just hold on. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Want y'all to hear this hypocrisy real quick.
I want to ask a question about the rules of how law enforcement is allowed to engage when feeling threatened, per your assertion. Because I want to show some video to you right now and ask, what is the appropriate response for the police officers in this situation? Those are law enforcement officers being physically attacked. By this standard, would any of those officers be justified in shooting and killing the people causing them physical harm?
Every single situation is going to rely on the situation those officers are on. But they know that when people are putting hands on them, when they are using weapons against them, when they are physically harming them, that they have the authority to arrest those individuals.
The president pardoned every single one of those people.
And make sure that they're getting justice for their actions going forward.
President Trump pardoned every single one of those people.
And every single one of these investigations comes in the full context of the situation on the ground. And that's one thing that President Trump has been so focused on, is making sure that when we're out there, we don't pick and choose which situations are and which laws are enforced and which ones aren't. Every single one of them.
I think if she put enough makeup on her face, she could actually brick and mortar a whole house with all the makeup and caked up makeup on her face. She really could. And that lace front is terrible. That's a terrible lace front. That's a terrible, terrible lace front. Terrible.
Is being enforced under the Trump administration, and the clarity of the law stands. And if people don't like it, these members of Congress and elected officials should go change.
Did y'all hear how she skipped past what he said? Jake Tapper told her that, what do you say in a situation of January 6th, which we've seen on TV? Like, mind you, we see this on TV. Every one of you guys in here, including myself, we all seen January 6th take place on national TV. We seen Trump instigated, we seen him started, we seen him lied, we heard him lie to the people, we heard him lie to all these hillbillies who went and jumped over the wall, was trying to hang Mike Pence. We heard him do it all, every bit of it. We seen his inactivity during the whole entire event, the whole 3 hours he sat and watched it on TV. Yeah. She talking about arrested. What she said the other day, though, is that Renee Good was a domestic terrorist with no investigation at all. With no investigation at all. None. Zero, zilch whatsoever. No investigation, no nothing. All of a sudden, she's a domestic terrorist. Then we got idiots like this. Liberals pull that ICE trigger. How do they do that? How? Avid Moxie, how do they do that? How? Y'all keep blaming everything on the left. First, matter of fact, let's go back to January 6th. First, you idiots first claimed that it was undercover FBI officers. It was Antifa. It was the blacks. Y'all blamed everybody but who actually did, who committed treason against America on January 6, 2021. Y'all blamed everybody. But if Antifa, the Dems, the blacks, everybody y'all claim who did it, then why did Donald Trump pardon every single one of them then? If that was true. If that were true, if January 6th was an inside job and all these people did, why did Donald Trump pardon every single one of those people who committed treason. Look, I'm going to show y'all, I'm going to expose this goofballs. Look at this goofball. Let's go back to the BLM riots. Let's go. Who was the one causing the problems at the Black Lives Matter protests, especially in Minnesota? Oh, it was the Boogaloo Boys. It was the whites that came there starting trouble. It wasn't the black people. It was the white people. It was the Boogaloo Boys. That's who was arrested for shooting into that police station. Causing destruction of buildings and all kinds of stuff. Trying to set up the black folks there, and they were on camera getting caught. They were asking why. They were setting bricks out so those people can commit crimes. Shout out to Mahari in the super chat. He said, get out and vote in the midterms. No excuses. Facts. BLM leadership stole millions of donations and bought real estate, cars, and jewelry, and done nothing for the black community. How do you know? How do you know? Because you don't know. Avent, back to you. Because you came in and made quite a bit of a stir. Came here wanting attention to yourself. Again, please explain. How did the liberals pull the ICE trigger? I like how they always try to diverge. Hey, Shelton, don't worry, they're playing right into my trap, homie. Look at them. Look at them. Worst thing to happen to moon crickets are body and cell phone cameras. Laughing my ass off. It's like magic. You monkeys don't understand. Says the knuckle dragging, Neanderthal chromosome possession, recessive gene having, wall crawling monkeys who drugged their knuckles and didn't know how to wash their ass for centuries until black people showed them. That's wild work. See, that right there in itself is what's wrong with America. It ain't just Trump. It ain't just MAGA. White people are cowards. White racists in particular are cowards. Always have been, always will be. A white woman got shot in the face by a lying, stinking ass police officer. His life was not in danger at all. At all. Whatsoever. His life was not in danger at all. So, if the goofball who shot, now matter of fact, let's go back and watch the video for reference. Let's go back and watch the video for reference, shall we? 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 Let's go back and watch the video.
Change our plates every morning, just so you know. It'll be the same plate when you come talk to us later. That's fine. U.S. citizen, former
That right there. I want to pause it right there. That was when he switched hands. And why did he switch his hand from the left hand to the right hand and freed his right hand for it? What was located in his right hand? Oh, his pistol. So you mean to tell me he was in fear for his life while simultaneously holding his cell phone and pistol at the same time? What's up, Ratchet Since 91? Look at these dummies. Look at them. These low IQ monkeys in here just gurgling and swallowing the boot while being oppressed by the same system oppressing everybody else. Y'all motherfuckers are stupid. Y'all are the dumbest motherfuckers who's ever existed. Y'all are dumb. Boot licking for people who don't give a fuck about none of you stupid motherfuckers. Look at this stupid bastard here. Look at him with no lips. Look at this monkey right here. Look at this, showing his monkey lips. Look at him. Look at this chimp right here chimping out. Look at him. Look at him. They never cease to amaze me every single time. Trump and MAGA aren't the cause of what's going on in America. They're only a symptom of it. You have these hate-mongering, hate-filled, disgusting, racist pieces of shit who believe in that bullshit lie that whites are superior to everybody. That's what they believe. While in their heart, they are terrified of ever leveling the playing field and making it equal and leaving black people alone. They're terrified of it. They can't answer the question of why did he switch hands to put the freeze his shooting hand and have a phone in his hand. So if his life was in danger and he was in fear for his life, why is he holding a cell phone and a pistol simultaneously? How is it possible that he was in such fear of his life that he shot her twice more through an open window? Why, if he was in such fear for his life that he called her a fucking bitch after the fact of him killing this woman in cold blood? Why was he then chasing the same vehicle? I'm pretty sure a woman with a dog in the back seat with her wife in the truck, they were looking to cause some trouble. They were looking to run down some ICE officers. So who was the real thug out here? You bootlicking Sambos, you bootlicking cucks for MAGA forever. Yeah, sure, buddy. Sure. Y'all have always been the problem. They can't ever stay on topic. They can't ever answer questions. They can't ever show any kind of care or compassion or empathy for anybody else at all. Yes, Kinky Streets. That's it right there. She was not blocking the road, dummy. She was pulling out from her house. Goofball. If she was blocking traffic, then why in the fuck did she wave those cars by her then? Y'all are stupid. You are stupid. You're dumb. Y'all, what y'all seen there was not a person in fear of his life. You seen a white man who lost his temper. He got emotional. And he killed that woman in cold blood because how dare her and her wife make him look like the little bitch that he is. Just like Trump. Obama made him look like a bitch at that commencement ceremony where he roasted his stupid ass. When he was out here going around the TV stations trying to say that Barack Obama wasn't born in this country. It's the same shit over. White men, little dicks, and no emotional control, and very, very fucking violent. That's what's always been the problem in America, because violent white men were not only killing people here in America where they stole this land. What happened before they came here? What caused them to migrate over here and steal this land in the first place? I don't know. Could it have been the wars between the Protestants and the Christians in Europe? Could it have been that? Because y'all do not know history. You don't know facts. You don't care to know. You don't. My brother Drew Titan in the building. What's up with it, big bro? The problem is white men in particular in this country don't have no emotional control. Your fathers were bitches and you grew up to be a bitch. You have no emotional control. You are a danger to everybody, including white women. But you know what? You scared white women so bad. Some of them even confirmed over to who you are and what you are, i.e. the mistresses of back in the day who used to own slaves. Was she a paid op? No, she wasn't. She was an observer. She was pulling out from her house. This is where this was. This happened. You didn't hear the part where that woman came out when that physician was going over there to try to give her aid after she got shot? She said, you just killed my neighbor and you kidnapped my other neighbor. Right? Lindsay! What's up, Lindsay? She was just an observer. Yeah. Yeah. The only people making conspiracy theories of this stuff are the troglodytes who don't want to believe in the murder of Renee Good. They want to do exactly what they've been doing for generations. They've been doing the same thing, same thing, same thing, same thing. They've been doing the same thing, same thing, same thing, same exact thing, yo. Everything, in every instance, they result to cowardice, right? I'm going to prove it. Don't worry about it. I'm going to prove it. Y'all already know I'm going to prove it. That ain't the hard part. Proving it ain't the hard part at all. It is not. White culture in America is the reason why this happened. That man lost his that piece of shit lost his temper. That's what he wasn't in fear of his life at all. He walked away calmly. Because if he didn't lose his temper, why did he call her a fucking bitch after she just told him, I'm not mad at you. Dude, I'm not mad at you. What did she say that was so bad to cause him to call her a fucking bitch after he killed her? What caused him to go over Department of Justice protocol, policy, and law? Because ICE is not law enforcement. They are not law enforcement. They do not have the right to walk up to anybody's car and forcibly open their door. That is an American citizen. They don't. They have no right to open anyone's door at any given time to tell them or command an American citizen to do anything. ICE is only in place to handle immigrants. Period. Investigate, maybe if there's an illegal immigrant somewhere. That's what ICE was put in place for. It was established in 2001. That's the whole reason why there's ICE. ICE is not law enforcement. We are not subject. They have no jurisdiction over us at all. Good morning, Bitty Loco, my favorite person in the world. King Corleone, my brother, what's up with it, bro? The problem, Maga and Trump, isn't the only problem that's plaguing America. How could a Trump and Maga exist? How? How can a Trump and a Maga exist? I'll tell you how. Cowardice, no checks and balances, lies. Those three things right there, those three things right there are the reason why MAGA and Trump can exist. Cowardice, lies, bigotry. You can add some more. Capitalism. The reason why capitalism is the way it is in this country is because of those three things. No checks and balances, i.e. cowardice, not holding these people accountable. Everybody on Jan 6 should have been charged with treason. Every single one of them. I'm not just talking about the 1,500 that were arrested. I'm talking about everybody who breached that Capitol. Every single one of them. Every single one of them that put hands on police officers who were defending the Capitol, every last one of them should have been charged with treason. My brother Freedom, what's up with it, Brody? They should have been charged with treason. Trump and MAGA isn't the only thing that's plaguing America. You have cowardice on both sides. You have people who can be bought and paid for on both sides. It shows on the world stage. The racists ain't gonna like this part. What was the white response? What were the white community's response to the murder of Renee Good? What was white people's response to the murder of Renee Good? Did they do like black people did after the murder of George Floyd? Salute to Kathy in the super chat, said keep preaching the truth. I will. I surely will. Susie says outrage. From some of them, a mass majority of them were online trying to steal things that black people had did and coined and set boundaries for black women, i.e. say her name. Everybody knew who Renee Good was after she was murdered. Everybody knew it. Everybody knew who Renee Nicole Good was after she was murdered by that piece of shit ICE terrorist. Everybody knew. No one cared when Sandra Bland was murdered. You see the difference? You see the difference? You see why it was necessary for them to create the hashtag say her name? No one cared that Tatiana Jefferson was murdered in her house. That's why there's a say her name. No one's telling you, not one black content creator is telling anybody not to be outraged by the murder of Renee Good. They are telling you to leave say her name alone where it belongs. Leave it over there. Come up with your own shit. Come on with your own shit. Say her name was meant because no one gives a shit when a black woman is murdered by law enforcement. They don't give a fuck. Has anybody mentioned Mr. Porter's name that was murdered in California by ICE agents on New Year's Eve? No. Don't give a shit. You ain't heard Tootie Porter's name nowhere. You ain't heard his name nowhere. Not a word. Ain't nobody showing no outrage for him being murdered on New Year's Eve. No one. Yep, Benny Local sees you. Kinky Streets. Keith Porter, yep. Keith Porter, no one cares that he was also murdered by ICE. Keith Porter. Shout out to Lindsay. They did not give a shit. His name was not listed on no mainstream media platform whatsoever. No, not social media, not in the mainstream news. His name wasn't listed nowhere. You don't see nobody talking about it, but you do hear them talking about Renee Good. Hey, Julie, that's because we're supposed to talk about it. I mentioned his name the day that Renee Good got killed. Remember? I told y'all. Yep, an off-duty agent too. See, Trump and MAGA isn't the only thing that's plaguing America right now. It's not. It's the white community's inability to take accountability and confront whiteness in America. That's one of the biggest problems in America right now. whiteness, white people in America are afraid to confront whiteness because they're comfortable in it. They are comfortable in it. There are people that would rather not say nothing than confront whiteness when it's wrong. They would rather be quiet than confront whiteness when it involves owning black bodies, lynching black bodies, terrorizing black bodies, discriminating against black bodies. It's been that way since we got kidnapped and stolen and brought here. It's been the same way. Nothing has changed at all. Nothing. Well, the Republicans, they abolished slavery. Well, explain to me the 13th Amendment then. If they abolished slavery. Like I told y'all, I would never, ever get on my platform and lie and say that all white people are racist. Because that would be a lie. That would be a whole lie. And I'm not a liar. What I will say, a majority of white America is comfortable in it, though. There's a difference. Again, that's one of the biggest things plaguing America. That's the reason why we got Trump. That's the reason why we got Maga. That's the reason why the stupid people are running the camp. The inmates are running the asylum right now because of this fact right here. That's the reason why the Confederacy was never punished for the treason that it committed against America. Diane, how you doing, Queen? Yep, Letitia Harlins in 1992 when she was shot in that store in California. See, the thing about it is, let me explain to y'all something. Black people in America, the reason why everybody gets to enjoy the liberties, the civil liberties that they have was because of the sacrifices of black people and how black people put their names, their necks, and their literal lives on the line so that everybody can have freedom. They did. The same thing that white America right now is facing when confronting whiteness in the case of Renee Good is the same thing that black people faced in the fight for our civil liberties and our civil rights. This is a fact. This is nothing that I'm making up. The same tyrannical government, the same system that thought it was necessary, that it made it law to own black bodies, was confronted by us. It was. These are facts. This ain't just my opinion. These are facts. This is historical facts that's been documented. The same system, the same tyrannical government that thought it was lawful to own black bodies is still in existence today. There has been no accountability for the Confederacy. 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 Their treason was never punished. Trump's treason was never punished. He just freed 1,500 people who committed the same act of treason. No accountability, no outrage from white America though, because y'all still voted for him in 2024. Nixon wasn't punished. There wasn't no president in the history of America that's ever been punished for their crimes. Not one. And there's only one black president that y'all can name. That's it. This is where y'all, this is the problem. This is the problem. You put Band-Aids on gun wounds. And then y'all act like y'all surprised when y'all see that machine that you loved and you bro, y'all tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong. Because if I'm wrong, then why is this allowed? If I'm wrong, if Trey Will's being a racist like these goofballs like to claim I am, if I'm wrong, then why is this allowed? Why is an ICE agent allowed to shoot someone close range with a pepper bomb in their face? Why? The White House literally posted this on their X page. They literally posted this. Once again, I'm gonna say it. America, Trump, and Maga isn't your only problem. They're not. They're a symptom of the thing that you're willing to continue to ignore. And if you ignore history, you're bound to repeat it. Too strong. Who was cannibalizing humans in America, though? Oh, white people. Why are they violating people's First Amendment rights to protest? Exactly, too strong. See, the thing about it is, once you learn real history, you can't turn away. You can't act like this stuff just came, Trump and MAGA came out of nowhere. Trump and MAGA came from the inability for America to confront whiteness. Look, I'm gonna let this play in the background. So y'all tell me, is this not treason? Did those police officers have the right to pull their firearms to defend themselves? Why didn't they? Because by the same logic that these people are out here excusing that piece of shit ICE officer for taking the life of Renee Good, the same applies here. The same thing applies here. That's why when Jake Tapper asked Kristi Noem, what is the justifiable way that police should have handled January 6th treason? What is the justifiable way? The justifiable way is for them to pull their firearms, to give them something to think about. But because they didn't, this happened. Look at it. All in the name of Trump. Again. Look at him. January 6th was an inside job. If it was an inside job, then why did Trump pardon everybody? Because y'all are stupid. That's why. They use your ignorance and your stupidity as a weapon. And you fall into it every single time. If January 6th was an inside job, then why did Trump pardon every last one of them then? Even the ones charged with seditious conspiracy. You fucking numbnut. You are brainwashed, my friend. How am I brainwashing? I'm asking you a logical question. How is it an inside job when Trump pardoned every last one of them? Oh, I forgot y'all can't answer questions. Oh, it's an inside job, Will. You're brainwashed. How am I brainwashing? I'm asking you the logical question that anybody with a brain would ask. If it was an inside job, then how did every single one of these bastards who committed these acts of treason against America, who was going chanting, hang Mike Pence, how did all of them get pardoned by this president right here? How? What does Ray Epps have to do with my question? Why can't y'all ever answer question? Like I said, once again, y'all are cowards. You're scared of accountability. You're afraid of it. You run from it. Y'all use every excuse in the book not to answer fucking real questions that you would hold. If it were black people doing this shit, y'all would be asking questions. The Black Lives Matter protest that happened in Washington, D.C. in that April, where Trump had to go stand holding that Bible upside down at that church, they pepper bombed those people. They used riot shields on those people. They beat those people in the street when they were peacefully protesting. They weren't doing this shit. Why didn't they have that same energy for them? I said they were innocent. That's why they were innocent of what? Does this look innocent to you, dumbass? Does this look innocent to you? I told y'all prove it every single time. Y'all prove it every time. White America is scared. They're a bunch of cowards. They are afraid to run into whiteness. They are afraid to hold whiteness accountable for shit. They will never hold whiteness accountable. They would never hold white failure accountable. They would never hold any of these white politicians that drove us into every war, that cost the lives of our family members. They would never hold whiteness accountable that ran our economy into the ground for greed. They would never hold whiteness accountable. They would never, ever, 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 ever hold whiteness accountable. Look at them, I told you. Because you're a fucking coward. Like I said, you are a fucking coward. I like calling a spade a spade. You're a coward. Now play the race card. America was built on race, dumbass. America was built on race. That's why your dumbass right here is in the chat defending treason. You fucking clown. I guarantee you bet the Confederacy was right too. I bet you thought the Civil War was fought for states' rights, didn't you? Didn't you? See, I told you. You show weakness. Ain't nobody in here laughing but you. Oh, Will's pulling the race card. You're a victim, Will. You're a victim. Yeah, we are victims. Yep. And guess what? You're a victim too. Oh. You cannot hold whiteness accountable because you're a coward. You're a coward, just like everybody who thinks like you is a coward. Everybody in Maga are cowards. Everybody in this administration are fucking cowards. Every single one of them. They're all pussies. Bitch made. Hide behind the military. Oh, we got the strongest military in the world. We're gonna go and blow up the world because we're bitches. You're a bunch of fucking cowards. You're a bunch of fucking cowards. Yep, the fake elector scheme, the whole nine. Trump calling Georgia, telling them to find me 11,780 votes. Cowardice. Cowardice. This was cowardice. They did that because they were scared. You need Jesus, sir. I don't want your bullshit ass Jesus. I surely fucking don't. Keep your stinking ass white Jesus the fuck over there. I don't want that motherfucker nowhere near me. I don't want your Jesus. I don't want your bullshit religion that go and molest kids and make excuses for it. I don't want your bullshit religion that makes a mockery of God's name, that makes a mockery of Jesus, that makes a mockery of everything that has to do with sanctity, that makes a mockery of everything. I don't want nothing to do with your bullshit religion. Keep that bullshit to yourself. You keep going to give your money to these fucking pastors that keep lying to your ass, living in their big $10 million mansions while your ass goes to that single wide trailer wondering how you're going to pay your fucking bills because you're a fucking dumbass. And you don't care about being stupid. You don't care. You do not care. You don't care. You're all right with that. Keep your fake white Jesus the fuck over there. I don't want nothing to do with it. I don't want your fake ass religion. I don't want none of it. Your religion is cowardice. Your religion is running from reality. Your religion is lying about history. That's what your religion is. Y'all been lying for generations. Y'all been lying and lying and lying as if we can't look this shit up ourselves. Y'all been lying. You lied about the Civil War. You lied about how the Civil War ended. You lied about black people. You keep lying about black people. You lie about statistics. You lie about everything. Y'all lie about everything. You are afraid to confront whiteness. You are afraid to lose your comfortable spot in whiteness. That's why you won't say nothing. That's why you ignore it. That's why you allowed that fucking ICE officer to murder Renee Good. And you made excuses for it. Because you're a fucking coward. You are a coward. That's what's wrong with America. That's how Trump got here. That's how Maga got here. Because y'all are fucking cowards. Y'all want to know the real truth of how the educational system fucked y'all up so bad? Because back in Mississippi, back in the 40s and 50s, little black kids were doing way better than that white subservience. And you know what they had to do, right? The government had to step in and rewrite the fucking test. So the schools that those black students weren't allowed to go to, on those subsidized tests, they would put only the stuff that they studied in those white schools, on those white curriculums, on those tests. So that those black kids will look like failures, not because they weren't smarter, not because they weren't smart enough, not because they didn't do the work, but because they had to rig the system yet again. Just like now. They ended diversity, equity, and inclusion because of white fear. Yep, Callie, exactly. Salute to you, Brody. They are afraid to punish white cowardice. They are afraid of it. They run from it. They are afraid to hold anything in whiteness accountable. They are afraid of it. They are terrified of it. They are terrified. Why do y'all think they made the ones making the majority of the people out here making excuses for this woman, Renee Good, being murdered are white people? Why do y'all think the people who were cheering when Roe versus Wade got axed were white people? Why do y'all think that was? Why do y'all think the biggest ones out here clapping when Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Acts got cut? When white women benefited from it the most? Why do y'all think that is? Because you're fucking cowards, that's why. Y'all are afraid of accountability. You are afraid of making the world right. You are afraid of holding these motherfuckers accountable. You are afraid. Y'all literally watch these people on national TV commit treason, and you make excuses for it still. You still go around saying, well, Trump got the election stolen from him. By what? How you get the election stolen? He went to court 63 times and lost 63 fucking times. $63 times. 63 times. 63 times. Yes, Diane, exactly. That's why they are afraid. They are scared. They are terrified. They are terrified. They are terrified. Exactly. Why would you kill another white person who was standing up for the abolishment of slavery? Why would you kill them? Because you are afraid. You're cowards. White grievance politics has taken over America. The same ones lying about identity politics are the ones out here using it the most. MAGA is nothing but identity white grievance politics. That's all it is. Oh, we're not getting treated fair. Our voice is not being heard. No one cares about us. White grievance politics. That's all it is. That's all it ever has been. That's all it's going to be. Because these people are afraid to confront what is. Because they are afraid. That's the reason why you hear most of these racists who get on, these racist influencers, you hear all these people saying, oh, if the blacks were to take the majority in this country, they're going to do to us what we done to them. Black people ain't never told you that. Your fear is that. It's been your fear since the end of since the end of slavery, since the end of Jim Crow. It's been that way. And you cowards have ran from it for a long time. That's the reason why y'all are out here defending the murder of Renee Nicole Good. That's why y'all are the only ones defending the axing of Roe versus Wade, the destruction of diversity, equity, and inclusion policies. That's the reason why y'all are the majority out here praising that shit. You'll get a few coons and sambos here and there, but a majority of y'all motherfuckers are out here celebrating the end of diversity, equity, and inclusion, even though you benefited the most from it. Just like you benefited the most from welfare policies, but then you demonize black people. LaWanda, how you doing? Just like during the Fusion Party, the destruction of the Fusion Party came because those white wigs, those Dixiecrats, those fucking conservatives back then knew that if poor white people actually stopped looking at race and look at their situation and see that you're all being punished and you're all being screwed by the same system, they knew. 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 They didn't kill Fred Hampton because he was a terrorist. They didn't kill Fred Hampton because he was out here blowing up buildings. They didn't kill Fred Hampton because he was in the middle of the streets killing white people and all this other shit. They killed Fred Hampton because he built bridges between poor white people and black people. And that's the biggest danger. In the FBI, they've said it themselves, the biggest threat to America, the biggest threat to America is unity. MAGA and Trump is the last great hurrah of this white supremacist system. Change is still going to happen. Change is still going to happen. Change is still going to happen, people. Whether you like it or you don't like it. Change is still going to happen. Why do you think they sow division in the black community? Why do you think? Why do you think? Why do you think? America has never been united. This has never been a United States of anything. It's the divided states of racism. The divided states of white cowardice. That's what this country is. That's what it's always been. That's what it always has been. Period. It has always been the same thing. It has been the same thing since forever and a day. That's why these people refuse. They refuse to confront it. They refuse to confront it. They're going to keep running from it. Come hide. They don't give a damn. They don't care. They do not care. They do not care. They do not care. They do not care. White cowardice was the reason for the response behind Charlie Kirk getting smoked with his dumb ass. White cowardice. You see, again, white people didn't confront white people when a white man shot Charlie Kirk at a white college in a white city in a white state that was red. What was the first thing that they did after Charlie Kirk got smoked by a white boy at a white school, in a white state, at a white city, in front of white people? What did they do? What was the first thing they did? They blamed black people. They called in bomb threats to HBCUs. Why do you think that was? Why do you think that was? Because that's what they know. Run away from white people, run away from whiteness, run away from it, ignore it, make excuses for it. Do everything you can to make excuses for it. They make excuses for it. Trump blowing up fucking countries and shit for nothing. Right, Kathy. Exactly. Charlie Kirk was lying on black people yet again before he got a bullet in his neck. Lying. Just lying on black people. What would make the vice president in America? What would make the vice president, the president, and the secretary of Homeland Security get on their platforms and lie their ass off instead of confronting a murderer for what he was, holding a murderer accountable? These are the ones that are saying that his life was in danger. When you can tell by the bullet trajectory from the bullet shots that was in her front windshield, where the first shot where his feet were clearly right there, the wheels were turned away from him. She was still turning and he shot inside the window right there and right there. But these same white people are on the internet right now trying to play like they're attorneys, as if the Department of Justice manual doesn't tell you clearly that you cannot fire at a fleeing person, period. The end of story. Nah, that's where you're wrong. Charlie Kirk proved one thing, that white mediocrity always gets celebrated in America. That's what happens. That's what happens. White mediocrity always gets celebrated in America, period. No matter how sorry, how lazy, how goofy, how ill-informed, how stupid you are, if you can rally people around your own ignorance, you'll be okay. You'll be fine. You will be fine. That's the reason why all you see on up and down the internet, you get on Shitter, all you see is white people defending a murder. Oh, she was turning the wheel. She was turning the wheel. She was turning the wheel to run him over. She was turning the wheel to run him over. Then explain this then. What direction was she turning that wheel in, big dog? Away from him. He was in no danger. She was just trying to get away. Look at this fucking idiot. Nice try, Lonnie. Fucking cowards. Get your dumb ass out of here. There was no reason for this motherfucker to be out there trying to open this woman's door. They have no jurisdiction over American citizens. ICE stands for Immigration, Customs, and Enforcement. Where does that sound like criminal law at? Don't worry, I'll wait for your response. Because you're a fucking idiot. That's why. And I'm smarter than you. And you're mad, obviously, because I'm telling the truth and you can't confront it. Again, this wasn't a case of somebody whose life was in danger. This was yet another white man losing his temper and killing a white woman. And your response to that is to do exactly what you've been doing. Act like it didn't happen. That's the reason why y'all ain't got no outrage for Christy Nome lying. You ain't got no outrage for that couch fucker lying. You ain't got no outrage for that orange bag of dog shit lying. You ain't got none. No smoke for none of them. None. It's a lot easier to run from things that you fear, right? It's a lot easier for you to be a coward, right? Unfortunately for you, I'm not a coward. Why do you think James Comer ignored a ruling for them, a ruling made by Ayanna to bring this for a subpoena for ICE to answer for the murder of Renee Nicole Good? Why do you think he was so ready to get the fuck up out of there? Because they're cowards. Why do you think the Republican Party, who is full of nothing but white people right now, are doing absolutely nothing to check the unlawful power of the president? Because they're fucking cowards. Why do you think they're corporate Dems right now, who are majority white, that are not doing shit to stop this reign of terror from the Trump administration and all those who are still not covered under immunity from the Supreme Court, who are still acting like they don't have to follow the rule of law, but we have to. Cowardice. Everything you can ask right now. Why is the tax code giving billionaires and wealthy corporations more money than we have, and we're barely surviving out here? Because of cowardice. Because y'all are fucking cowards. You're fucking cowards. Because you're cowards. You're afraid of confronting whiteness. You're afraid of it. Cowardice. Why you think Chuck Schumer ain't doing shit? Cowardice. 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 Why did Merrick Garland not move fast with haste to throw Trump bitch ass in prison when we wouldn't have to even deal with this piece of shit? Cowardice. Why are they so afraid of the Epstein list getting published, unredacted? Cowardice. Cowardice. Fear. 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 Why is it that Kristi Noem, who works for us, mind y'all, ICE, Kristi Noem, these fuckers work for us, not the other way around. We're not beholden to them. They work for us. Our tax dollars pay their salaries. Why in the fuck are y'all not mad? Tell me again. You can track everything that I'm saying by the laws they pass, by the way they confront situations involving whiteness. You can do it. Those two major ways right there. You can confront everything that I'm saying right there. If I'm lying, then let the law speak. Let the law speak. Let the law speak. The laws that they pass, cowardice. They're scared to confront whiteness. Yet again. Donald Trump bombing Venezuela and kidnapping their president and the first lady of Venezuela. Cowardice, because Trump's bitch ass is scared of that list coming out. Because he's a fucking pedophile. And he knows he is. Y'all know he is. Y'all know I'm right. Y'all know it. Y'all know that I'm right. Why is it that when Laken Riley was killed, you couldn't stop the right from mentioning her name? You could not stop right-wingers from bringing up Laken Riley. You couldn't stop them. You could not stop. There wasn't a time. There wasn't a time that you could not stop them from mentioning Laken Riley's name. You seen Trump do it. You seen Trump do it. You seen Republicans do it. You seen every single one of these people do it. Every time. Every single time. Why do you think they won't ever confront the genocide going on in Israel right now, in Palestine? Why do you think they won't confront it right now? Why? Cowards. 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 That's why. Cowards. Cowards. That's why Bibi Netanyahu can stand on the Senate floor and lie about weapons of mass destruction. And we in turn go over there and fight in a war we lose. And thousands of our soldiers die for nothing. You heard these goofballs on TV bring up Laken Riley's name. They passed some bill, the Laken Riley Act, did all of this stuff. All of this stuff. But Renee Good? Renee Good, not a peep. She's a domestic terrorist. See, that's the wild part. You'll never hear them. You will never hear them confront the murderer. The murderer. Jonathan Ross, who's married to an immigrant, by the way. You will never hear them confront that murderer. Didn't say nothing. Didn't say a word. Ain't heard shit. But you will hear them do this. Look at what it says down here. Shot and killed instantly for trying to run an ICE agent over with a 4,000-pound car. I thought it was a 3,000-pound car. Fought for 20 minutes and had her skull bashed in by an illegal alien because she wouldn't let him rape her. It's wild, ain't it? I told y'all. They will continue to use this woman's name to push their own narrative. Oh, brown immigrant bad. White man kills a white woman good. She was a terrorist. That's what they did. That's the wild word for me, dog. But you won't hear these people confront that. Why? I wonder why. I wonder why. Why does Jasmine Crockett have more emotional Why was Jasmine Crockett moved to tears when Republicans were more upset that she dropped the F-bomb. That's the wild work I'm talking about. That's the crazy thing that I'm talking about. But yeah, this is America. Again, Trump and Maga isn't the only thing plaguing America. White cowardice is. It's always been the problem. That's why they're so afraid of Zohran Mamdani, who's already getting his agenda done right now. He's already passed universal health, universal child care for New York. He's already did it. He's already done it. He's already done it. He's already done. They've already done it. Already done it. Crazy work, ain't it? Jesus Christ, bananas. That's why they'll demonize people like Jasmine Crockett. They'll demonize them while praising Donald Trump, his administration, and all these coward Republicans that are simply just sitting by and with their hands over their eyes pretending like Donald Trump ain't breaking the law. Republicans are trash. Always have been. Always will be. Always have been. Always will be. That's what they are. Politicians, Republican Party, are stealing our tax money. Shout out to the Queen, Shaquilla Fields, in the super chat with that 10-piece. Said, salute Trill Will, call him out, young king. I shall. I'm on the job. These people are afraid to confront whiteness. That's the problem in America. That's always been the problem. It's going to continue being the problem until they confront it. They're going to keep running from it. They're going to keep running. They're going to keep running from it. They're gonna stay on the side of cowardice. They're gonna stay out here still doing the same old thing they've been doing, putting their hands over their eyes and pretending like nothing's happening. Everything's fine. Nothing to see here, buddy. Nothing to see here. But you'll see them every single time. Every single time. Every single time. Again, cowardice. Cowardice. Why do y'all think that ICE agent was comfortable walking up to a woman who was recording them and saying, y'all didn't learn a lesson?
Federal law enforcement official engaging in federal law enforcement action, that's a federal issue. That guy is protected by absolute immunity. He was doing his job.
I don't do this much anymore. If you're a Trump supporter, please stay for this and comment. I'm gonna just say it exactly how it is. Our administration, just like, and think about the Germans back then, right? Our administration gives orders to an internal police who are not accountable as long as they follow the orders. So if a guy in an unmarked van pulls up in a mask and you resist and he kills you, he's fine. But if you are going to a camp that you cannot get out of, you're not in control, you cannot be contacted, and you are not given a trial, you just go. So there's one person in charge, the person at the top. They give the orders. They are the ones who decide what happens. If you follow the orders, you're fine. If you resist the orders, you are in danger. If you go with the orders, you're in a camp. Is this starting to sound directly like something else? Do you see what I'm saying? Screw left and right. I'm not talking about that. I don't care. We're not talking about policy right now. We're talking about what's happening. We're talking about this. Just to be ultra clear, he is directly lying, JD Vance. He's saying something that is not true. Federal law enforcement has never had absolute immunity. Those are just words. Do you understand? Absolute immunity is just a word. What he's saying is, yes, the people that we give instructions to have no accountability. They will not get in trouble if they do what we tell them to do.
Right.
You see, like, that is completely insane, and puts everybody in danger.
Stabbing Pike, what's up with it, man? Salute to you for that 5-piece. He said, hey, thanks for all you do on the channel, in the streams. Keep at it. Love watching. Salute to you, man, and thank you. Yeah, I'm gonna keep calling out these lies. I'm gonna keep calling out the Nazi regime known as the Trump administration. I'm gonna keep calling all of this out, because if you don't, then guess what happens? Guess what happens? When JD Vance got on TV saying that they had absolute immunity, it makes sense. As long as you do what we say, you got whatever you can do whatever you want. You can do whatever you want. You can do whatever you like. You can do whatever you like. But I tell you what, Trump cards, explain all this.
Donald Trump lies. His administration lie. They lie so much, and they want us to believe the lies. They want us to believe the lies over what we actually see with our own eyes. That's diabolical. That is psychological manipulation. And that's been going on since the inception of this country. But thanks to social media, we see how brainwashed these people really are. It's deep-rooted. And Donald Trump has given voice to their delusion because it aligns with their beliefs, no matter how distorted. But let's talk about some clear, obvious ways that Donald Trump has consistently lied and expected us to believe his lies over our own eyes. January 6th, the lie. Peaceful protesters, patriots. The reality. We watched the Capitol be breached and police beaten. Hundreds were convicted. Number 2, Charlottesville. The lie. Very fine people on both sides. The reality. White supremacists marched and a woman was killed. Number 3, the Central Park 5. The lie. Guilty, deserved, execution. The reality. The DNA proved innocence. No apology. In fact, he doubled down. Number 4, birtherism. The lie. Obama was not an American. The reality. That was proven false. The goal was to delegitimize Black leadership. Number 5, COVID. The lie. Oh, it's going to disappear, and it was under control. The reality. Over 1 million Americans died. Black communities were hit the hardest. Number 6, Puerto Rico. The lie. Oh, the response was incredible. The deaths are being exaggerated. The reality. Thousands died, and aid was delayed. Number 7, South Africa. The lie. White farmers are being genocided. Reality. No data supported this. The fear was manufactured. Number 8, the Minneapolis ICE murder. The lie. She was a radical leftist and she tried to run over ICE. The agent was nearly killed. The reality. We can see clearly in the video. His life was not in danger. The car did not touch him. ICE escalated it, and then they rewrote the story. But let's be clear. This didn't start with Donald Trump. This has been happening since the inception of this country. Lies have always been used to control narratives, justify harm, and maintain power. We see how facts don't even matter to people who are committed to belief over the actual truth. Donald didn't create that illusion. He gave it a microphone and permission. He gave people the confidence to proudly and wholeheartedly believe the lie. And as I sit and listen to people on both sides, one thing is clear. Truth don't matter when it's in front of them, because when people are conditioned, the truth is distorted. Black history shows us exactly where that leads. We were told Black people were inferior. Slavery was justified. We were told Black men were predators. Lynching was justified. We were told Black communities were criminal. Mass incarceration was justified. Every lie shaped policy. Every lie shaped public opinion. Every lie still impacts our lives. This is why we got to stay woke, because when lies are repeated long enough, they stop sounding like lies and they become someone's wholehearted truth. Now drop a black fist in the comments and share this with someone who needs to hear this. Donald Trump lies. His administration.
See how he lies. They're not going to confront these lies. Why? Because they're cowards. I will forever keep calling y'all cowards until you stand up and you confront whiteness. And that's when America really going to truly try to start healing. Till you make what you did wrong to every other demographic outside of white people, that's when America really is going to heal. And it's happening now because we're forcing it to happen. We're forcing it to happen. It's being forced. Oh, yeah. Oh, I got more. Trust me. I want to confront your cowardice. Look. All of this because white people are too terrified to confront other white people. Why don't Americans do something? Because ICE would shoot us in the head and then call us terrorists even if we're armed. Black people risked this during the Civil War, the Civil Rights Movement, and Black Lives Matter. And even with us on the front lines for being killed in 2020, y'all did fuck all. Just admit that y'all are cowards, and as long as most of the bodies dropping don't look like y'all can find it in yourself to get by while we die en masse. It's just so strange to volunteer to the world that you have no intention of fighting back against the empire because of the threat of violence, when you so rightfully point out the threat of violence was present during every uprising, and yet people still did it. The other issue is storytelling. How can you be at risk of being a terrorist from your couch? It's using someone's courage as evidence that it's okay for people like her to be poor community members, to be those targeted. Not to mention, if more people are in the streets, there is less risk of this happening. People like her who do nothing make the labor of those who are active more dangerous by making us do it alone and in small numbers. So we can't never have a revolution here. Why? These same people who are out here mad as hell. Everybody who was mad about the killing of Renee Good to get up and do something. But they're mad on their computers. They're not in the streets. When George Floyd got killed, we got active. Got in the street. Ass Gold is not credible at all. That's a piece of shit. Fuck Ass Gold. It's not credible at all. There's nobody in this administration that's credible. None of them. None of them. None of them. None of them. But this right here.
All right, thank you. You'll make it back one way or the other. You're all going to do very well. I think really very well. Marco just gave me a note. Go back to Chevron. They want to discuss something. Go ahead. I'm going back to Chevron, Mark. Thank you, Marco.
Was there a question, Mr. President?
Yes, go ahead, Marco. What are you saying here?
Mark, if you
increase.
can update us on operations in the ground and with the appropriate approvals, what you might be able to achieve in the next 12 to 18 months, give us a little view from the ground.
You bet. So today, Chevron has 3,000.
Look, bro. In this same press conference, this fool got up and went and looked outside like he forgot where he was at. But sleepy Joe Biden, though. Joe Biden was old. Did y'all ever see Joe Biden do this? I've never seen Joe Biden do that. I've never witnessed Joe Biden doing nothing like that. Shout out to Mahara in the super chat. He said, while MAGA remains ignorant and dumb, the entire world is moving on without them. When Trump starts multiple wars, it's a wrap for his cult. Facts. Big facts. No whammies. But is MAGA mad about this?
This is absolutely wild. You have to see this visualization that Trump in 1 year has gained 75 times more wealth than all presidents in the past century, in 100 years. Watch this video, comment, share. Don't forget to follow me. And if you want to support me, check out links in bio. You can get a hat like this or support me through Venmo or PayPal.
This small stack over here to start with. This is a representation of a full century of U.S. presidents' personal wealth growth while they were in office. We're talking Coolidge, Eisenhower, Kennedy, Reagan, Bush, Biden, all of them except one. 4 cups, roughly $40 million in total, and that's what all the modern presidents combined gained while serving over an entire century. Total, not per president. Now shift your eyes to this monstrosity. 1 year, 1 president, same cups, same scale. 1 century versus 1 year. Public office is not meant to be a personal revenue stream, and this stat shows you the $3 billion of net wealth gained in 1 year while serving as president. It doesn't offset the billions quietly being accumulated elsewhere. If you're telling yourself it's because he's a good businessman, then ask one question. If nearly 50 years in business didn't produce anything close to this, but 1 year in public office did, that's not skill, that's corruption.
And just imagine how much more money he's going to make in the next 3 years of his presidency. His goal is clear. It wasn't to make America great again. It was to pack his pockets and to make as much money as he can. This is absolutely...
That's crazy. Donald Trump made more than every president in the last 100 years combined. Trump has made more money than every president in the last 100 years. Every president in the last 100 years, a century, in less than a year. In less than a year. But he was never, ever, in any business he ever been in, ever able to replicate that kind of wealth. The motherfucker lost $998 million before he went on The Apprentice. You have white men at protests telling protesters that we executed one of you.
The
Skinny Too Litty, what's up, Brody? Happy New Year to you and your family, bro. This. Meanwhile, Turning Point USA does this.
strangest part isn't Charlie Kirk. It isn't even TPUSA. The strangest part is the lineage behind it. Lieutenant Colonel Michael Aquino wrote a book called Mind War while stationed at the Presidio in San Francisco. Not
What is wrong with his eyebrow?
a self-help book, not a political rant, a blueprint for psychological warfare.
He was definitely a closet homosexual.
Mass persuasion, narrative control, cognitive terrain. And Aquino was also an open Satanist. He never hid it, never denied it.
Aquino and his wife, you are a lieutenant colonel in the United States Army.
Correct.
Now, and how does the Army feel about you being head of the Temple of Sex?
The Army has known about my religion for the entire span of my Army career, which began in 1968. And there was a reasonable amount of curiosity, as there has been all the way along, with what exactly is this strange and unusual thing. And I've talked about it in much the same way that I've talked here today on your show about it. And other than that, the Army has paid very little attention to it, the same as it would to anybody who, say,
Wow. Full-fledged Satanist.
follower of Hinduism.
But TPUSA is about Christianity, though. They're about God, bro.
Or of Buddhism or any other slightly unusual religion today.
So you just go about your Army duties and it's fine and okay?
Now here's the part people skip past. Aquino didn't write Mind War alone. His collaborative with retired Major General Paul E. Vallely. Fast forward. Vallely sits on the board at Turning Point USA. So take a step back. Strip away the merch, the slogans, the crowd noise. What is TPUSA actually doing? It's not just debating ideas. It's persuasion at scale, changing minds, moving groups, steering perception. And when the same people tied to a psychological warfare playbook are embedded inside a movement built to shape mass belief, coincidence stops being a useful explanation. This isn't about symbols. This is about methods. Because Mind War doesn't care what flag you wave. It only cares that you don't notice you're waving it. The strangest part isn't Charlie Kirk. It isn't even TPUSA. The strangest part is the lineage behind it. Lieutenant Colonel Michael Aquino wrote a book called Mind War while stationed at the Presidio in San Francisco. Not a self-help book.
Crazy, ain't it? Wild work. Wild work. Toilet Paper USA. I told y'all, cowardice is at the center of all of it, though. Why do you think it's so important that they shape narratives? Why do you think? Why do you think it's important for them? Coach, what's up with it, family? Why do you think it's so important for them to shape narratives? Why do you think it's so important for them to keep up the face and they hide behind the guise of Christianity and God and all this and ethics, right? Why do y'all think that is? Why do y'all think that is?
Right, racist.
Hey, they ain't about it. This is some personal shit. Y'all
It's about to be.
We can do whatever you want to do, bro. Hey, Brett. Hey. You know what it's on. No, let's just go about our business. Cause see, yeah, it'll get real. Yeah. His friend trying to tell him, like, you can't be saying the N-word. Oh, no, almost as if he isn't in the South. I don't give a fuck. Oh. Say it again. Oh, yeah. Come on. Willie, no. Motherfucker, keep playing. There you go.
All right, racist.
See what happened? What happened? See what happened? Y'all catch what happened, right? Literally sitting out there with an issue with a white dude, but he out here yelling nigger, saying he can say it. And some black people around had to let him know this ain't 1940 no more. Any disrespect will be met with the same and equal or yet opposite or same kind of force. The same force that you use to utter those slurs that you want to say so bad is the same way we gonna whoop your ass. And you know you're gonna get those racist motherfuckers talking about, oh man, see, the blacks, they're violent. No, the fuck we not. We ain't docile anymore. We ain't sitting here letting y'all disrespect us no more. And you know it. You know it. You know it. You know it. I know it. All of us know it. All of us know it. All of us know it. Every single one of us know it. They want to be able to go back to the days. They want to go back to the days where they could disrespect black people. It's cowardice. It's cowardice. It's always have been. Again, that's the reason why people are in black people's spaces asking where the black folks at in regards to the murder of Renee Nicole Good. Here's a good example right here.
You're not even out there. You specifically are not even out there. You want us out there? You want us out there? Before Renee, there was a black man that was murdered by off-duty ICE agents. What's his name? Quickly now, don't look it up. What was his name? So many of you that keep saying some version of this very same thing. And it doesn't escape me that you do so from the comfort of your homes. Our ancestors put their bodies on the front line to make change because they decided that they would rather die standing on their feet than be killed in their homes doing nothing. It's not just that you think nothing will change until we come out there. It's that you're too afraid to do what needs to be done out there. Privilege is a comfort that far too many of you are unwilling to forego. We will not put our black bodies on the line so that the majority of you can sit back in the comfort of your privilege and the comfort of white male patriarchy that has coddled you for far too long. And by the way, let's just keep it a buck here. We can't even get you all to boycott properly. The simple things that it requires to tear down this administration, you're not even willing to do that right. There will come a day when you will have no choice but to listen to black women. My fear is that then it'll be far too late.
There he is, Keith Porter. Say his name. Because they ain't talking about him. Ain't that wild? Ain't that wild? More cowardice. More cowardice. You don't think the same threat was out there when we was fighting for our civil rights? You're a coward. James. You're a coward. You're scared to confront whiteness, like I've been saying. Almost 2 hours I've been on here, and y'all have not proved me wrong yet. You have not proven me wrong yet. A good majority of y'all are cowards and are afraid to confront whiteness, no matter who's killed in the process. You'll sit in your house feeling safe, and you'll say shit like this. I'm not a coward. I'm here for Black Lives Matter. This ain't got nothing to do with Black Lives Matter. Why y'all bringing us in it? We ain't got shit to do with it. We sitting in our house, we in our houses resting. We told y'all motherfuckers, November 2024 was your chance to stand on business. But what did you do? You resorted to being fucking cowards as usual. And now you want us to come and clean up your mess as usual. And we're not. We ain't moving. We're not going nowhere. Y'all gotta clean this up. You made the mess, you fix it. We ain't moving. What part of that do y'all not understand? We are not moving. We ain't budging, homie. We not going nowhere. We're not going nowhere at all. We ain't going nowhere. Again, this is about y'all staying in line. This is about y'all being the cowards that you are. Because the moment you step out of line, you fall out of grace. And you ain't protected by whiteness anymore. Ask John Brown when he was standing up for Black people to be treated like humans. They killed him. White people killed him. The many others who stood up for abolitionist rights, to abolish slavery, every one of them were met by the same fate at the hands of other white people. A white man told a whole bunch of white people that the election was being stolen and they were losing their country, and white people went to the Capitol and tried to kill the vice president. Every fucking massacre that ever occurred on United States soil happened at the hands of white people. Every single one of them. Every lynching that ever happened on US soil happened at the hands of white people. Stop me when I'm lying. Please stop me when I'm lying. Don't worry, here's more examples.
The second you fall out of line, you fall out of grace. Keep that in mind while you watch this.
Do cops get to shoot people without a warning? I don't think they do, actually.
She was killed, and she shouldn't have been killed. And that thug that killed her, there was no reason to shoot her.
Her death is like totally fine because we don't like her politics?
The only one that was killed was a beautiful young lady. She was shot. She had never been shot.
That's how they responded when Ashley Babbitt, a January 6th insurrectionist, was unalived by a police officer for storming the Capitol. Now watch this.
Many people in this room have been lying about this attack. She was trying to ram this guy with her car.
ICE officers were out in enforcement action, and a woman attacked them and those surrounding them and attempted to run them over and ram them with her vehicle.
She behaved horribly, and then she ran him over.
I've been thinking a lot about this post that one of my mutuals put up, reminding us that white people were lynched for supporting Black liberation. And even though the historical specifics and conditions under which white people have been lynched and executed, they differ across time and space, I see that same logic playing out in how differently they're responding to Ashley versus Renee. Ashley and Renee were both white women, both with blonde hair, both around the same age, but the difference is when you act on behalf of corrupt empire versus when you fight against it, the response looks real different. And there's tremendous historical precedence for this. John Brown was executed by hanging, aka lynched, for being a radical abolitionist. Michael Schwerner and Andrew Goodman were unalived by the KKK during Freedom Summer for fighting for Black voting rights. This is not a new phenomenon. This is how this country operates when white people deign to challenge the status quo. There are people who believe that proximity to white supremacy will keep them safe, But what they don't realize is that that safety is always conditional, even for white people. In the Black community, we often say not all skin folk are kinfolk and not all kinfolk are skin folk. And we spend a lot of time focusing on the first part of that phrase and debunking the Clarence Thomases of the world, but not enough time talking about the second part. Renee may not have been skin folk, but she was absolutely kinfolk. Some people just happen to be white, but do not opt into the logics of whiteness or uphold white supremacy as a methodology for maintaining that hierarchy. So I think anyone flirting with white supremacy as a chosen method for safety needs to ask themselves, do you want conditional safety predicated on the unsafety of others, or do you want unconditional safety for all of us?
There you go. She explained my exact reason for what I say. I do not believe that all white people are racist. I don't. Full stop. I believe that a majority of them are comfortable in whiteness, in racism. They're okay with it. They're all right with it. She explained it perfectly. She explained my point perfectly. As soon as you try to combat the systems of white supremacy, you are met with the same violence of the ones that your white skin would have otherwise kept you safe from. But your safety is conditional. It's on the condition that you do like J.D. Vance and you be a bitch, a coward. No, they weren't. No, they weren't. That is a fucking lie. White people were not systemically oppressed in the same manner as black people. That's a fucking lie. Let you talk long enough. I know you were gonna lie. That's a fucking lie. There was no other brand of people in this country, no demographic in this country that experienced chattel slavery like black people. We were the only ones that were victims of it. Nobody else. Everybody else was indentured servitude, conditional. They didn't have generational slavery like we did. My brother, Nada 8697, he said, salute Trill Will and the mighty LDBC. Salute to you, man. I ain't asking shit. I know what you just said is some bullshit and some lies. You trying to both sides a non-both sides argument, homie. That ain't gonna work here. There's been no other people on any side of the coin that has experienced the trauma, the disgustingness of chattel slavery, except black people. Argue with your mama, because you ain't gonna argue with me. We're still experiencing it now. That's the reason why we have mass incarceration. That's why the slavery has never been abolished in America. That's why we have a 13th Amendment. That's why black people are in prison. That's why we get unjust sentences and all that other shit. That's the reason why. That's why black people are more exonerated than any other demographic in this country. Because of it, slavery. Hey, salute to you, man. Y'all continue to sit up here and try to both sides of the argument instead of confronting what's actually going on. Cowardice towards whiteness is what's really plaguing America. That's the reason why they created race to begin with. Because can nobody in here explain to me what white culture is? There ain't no such thing as white foods. There ain't no such thing as white music. You can't say bluegrass, country, rock and roll, rap, R&B, none of this shit. You can't say none of this is white music. This is all derived from slavery, black people. Most of the foods that y'all consider white culture came from other places like the Dutch, the English, Irish. So name for me what's white culture. What is white culture? Can't name it because there is none. But anyways, I'm tired. I want to lay down. I think I've done enough for today. Shout out to the mighty LDBC. Shout out to everybody in the chat, super chat, everybody that came through to chill for a minute. Thank y'all, for real. Everybody who donated to the channel, thank you. Everybody who smashed the like button, thank you. I still appreciate you. I appreciate you. And when together we'll fight. Together we'll fight. The reason why America is what it is, bro, is because of black people. We built this country. The liberties and rights that everybody get to enjoy now was because of the sacrifice of our ancestors, the blood they shed in the name of freedom for everybody here. It's because of the sacrifices of our ancestors, nobody else. Because white people they seen what happened firsthand, what happens when you confront whiteness firsthand. They seen it and they're scared of it. But at the same time, what they keep forgetting is we seen the same thing that they're looking at. But we respond because we're not cowards and we don't bend the knee to white supremacy. That's why. That's what separates us from them. And until they get the balls to confront white supremacy, the status quo will still remain the same. And with that, y'all have a great day. And fuck Donald Trump. Fuck MAGA. Fuck this stupid ass administration. And most of all, fuck ICE.